All right, so today we're diving into Kundalini.
Okay.
You've sent over some texts on this, particularly from the perspective of Kashmir Shaivism and
Right.
how it all connects to the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings.
Okay.
Where do we even begin with something this intricate?
Well, I think what's really captivating about these texts is they bring a level of clarity to Kundalini that I think is often missing.
Yeah.
We're used to hearing about this energy being coiled like a serpent at the base of the spine,
Right.
but these sources dive much deeper. They connect Kundalini to the very essence of creation, almost like a blueprint for the universe itself.
So it's not just about personal energy, but something much grander.
Absolutely.
That's already making me rethink everything I thought I knew about Kundalini.
Think of it this way. Imagine a serpent,
Okay.
a hirbunya, dwelling in the depths of the cosmic ocean.
Wow.
The serpent represents Kundalini as this primal force holding immense potential both for creation and destruction.
That's a powerful image.
Mm.
It reminds me of those ancient myths about serpents guarding hidden knowledge and treasures.
Yes.
Is there a connection there?
You're spot on. The texts draw parallels to the Naga,
Uh,
those serpent deities in Indian mythology who possess secret wisdom and power. Awakening Kundalini is like unlocking that treasure trove of knowledge within ourselves, uncovering a deeper understanding of who we are and our place in the universe.
Okay, so there's this massive potential within, but how do we even start tapping into it? From what I've read, there are all sorts of techniques, breathwork mantras, even some intense-sounding initiations.
There are many paths, but they all lead to the same destination, awakening the Kundalini.
Okay.
The texts place a huge emphasis on the median way, this central channel within us visualized as running along the spine. Kundalini energy travels through this channel, activating energy centers called chakras along the way.
I've heard about chakras, but to be honest, it's all a bit fuzzy for me. Can we break this down a bit?
Of course. Imagine 7 major chakras, each spinning like a wheel of energy from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Each chakra governs different aspects of our being, from our basic instincts and emotions to our higher consciousness and spiritual awareness.
So as Kundalini rises through the median way, it interacts with these chakras influencing different parts of us.
Yes.
It's like a ladder climbing towards higher states of being.
That's a great analogy. The texts describe this journey in such vivid detail, almost like a roadmap. You might feel a tingling sensation like a crawling ant, or a sudden burst of energy described as a dazzling spark as Kundalini awakens and moves through each chakra.
Wow, those descriptions really bring it to life.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like there's a potential danger if Kundalini isn't awakened properly right, like that venom you mentioned earlier.
That's a crucial point. While Kundalini holds incredible power for transformation,
Right.
it needs to be approached with respect and the right guidance.
Yeah.
It's like handling fire.
Oh, yeah.
It can warm your home or burn it down depending on how you approach it.
So this is where the guru, the teacher, comes in, to guide us through this process safely.
Precisely. The texts stress the importance of having a qualified guru in Kundalini yoga,
Yeah.
someone who understands the subtle nuances of this energy and can guide you on the path. They can teach you specific techniques like pranayama or breath control, which is crucial for activating the chakras.
I've tried some basic breathwork before, but I never connected it to Kundalini. How does pranayama actually work in this context?
Think of your breath as a bridge between your physical and energetic bodies.
Okay.
By controlling your breath specifically through techniques outlined in the texts, you can directly influence the flow of prana or life force energy throughout your system, stimulating those chakras and preparing the way for Kundalini to rise.
It's incredible how something as simple as breathing can have such a profound effect on our energy. It makes you realize how much power we have within ourselves to influence our own state of being.
Exactly. And the texts don't stop at breathwork. They explore a range of techniques like mantra repetition visualizations and even specific initiations that can be used to awaken Kundalini, but they all require careful practice and the right intention.
I'm especially curious about those initiations, piercing initiations were mentioned in these texts.
Yes.
What exactly does that involve?
Imagine this. The guru, using their own awakened Kundalini, transmits energy directly to the disciple,
Wow.
stimulating their Kundalini. The texts refer to this as piercing the energy centers,
Okay.
like a spark igniting a flame.
Mm-hmm.
There are different types of piercing, like Mantra Veda using sound vibrations or Bhujanga Veda, where the guru's energy awakens the disciple's Kundalini, almost like a cobra rising from its slumber.
It sounds both incredible and a bit intimidating. Those are some powerful images.
They are, and they highlight the intensity of this process. These initiations are not for the faint of heart and require a deep level of trust between the guru and disciple. They can lead to profound experiences like feeling a surge of energy coursing through your body, or even having visions and mystical insights.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. It's clear that awakening Kundalini is a powerful process with a lot of depth. But I'm also curious about how this all ties back to the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings.
That's where things get really fascinating.
Yeah.
You see, both Kundalini Yoga and Neville's teachings emphasize the power of the mind in shaping reality.
Okay,
In Kundalini, there's a concept called unmana, which means transcending thought.
so it's about quieting the mind like in meditation.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this resonates with Neville's teachings, where controlling your thoughts and beliefs is crucial for manifesting your desires.
Right.
Both traditions highlight the importance of aligning your inner state with your desired reality.
It's like they're saying that our thoughts are energy and that energy can influence the world around us.
Exactly. And the text suggests that an awakened Kundalini can amplify this ability. Imagine harnessing the heightened energy and awareness cultivated through Kundalini to shape your reality with even greater clarity and focus.
It's almost like unlocking a superpower. But I imagine it's not as simple as snapping your fingers and getting what you want.
That's right. It requires a deep understanding of the principles, consistent practice, and the willingness to go on an inner journey of transformation.
Okay.
It's not just about external results, but about aligning your entire being with your desires and tapping into the creative power within.
Okay, this is all blowing my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've got this powerful energy within Kundalini that can be awakened through various techniques guided by a guru. And by tapping into this energy, we can potentially influence our reality in incredible ways, similar to what Neville Goddard teaches about the law of assumption.
That's a great summary.
Yeah.
But there's another layer to this that we haven't touched upon yet, Kulayaga.
Okay.
It's a practice that often sparks controversy,
Uh-huh.
but it's crucial to understanding the full picture of Kundalini and its potential.
Kulayaga. I'm definitely intrigued. This is where things get really interesting, and I'm sure our listeners on the edge of their seat to hear more.
Absolutely. It's often misunderstood.
Oh,
Kulayaga,
uh-huh.
shrouded in mystery and sometimes even feared. But in these texts, it's presented as a powerful path to awakening Kundalini. This is certainly not for everyone.
I get why it raises eyebrows. We're talking about using sexual energy in a spiritual context.
Right.
That's bound to spark some strong reactions. What's the perspective these texts offer?
They call Kulayaga an esoteric sacrifice.
Okay.
It's not about indulging in pleasure, but about consciously transforming that raw, instinctual energy into something higher. Imagine taking that powerful force and instead of letting it dissipate, redirecting it towards spiritual growth.
So it's about transcending the purely physical act and imbuing it with a deeper meaning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Kulayaga, the partner isn't seen as an object of desire, but as a representation of Shakti,
Okay.
the divine feminine energy.
Yeah.
It's about honoring that energy both within yourself and in the other person.
That makes me think of how we talked about the serpent symbolism earlier.
Yes.
Kundalini is this potent, even dangerous force that needs to be handled with care. Is Kulayaga about harnessing that power in a specific way?
You're making some fascinating connections here. It's not just about the act itself, but the mindset, the intention behind it.
Yeah.
These texts are very clear about the qualifications for Kulayaga.
Hmm.
A purified heart and mind free from attachment to desire. It requires a deep level of spiritual maturity and, crucially, the guidance of a qualified guru.
It sounds like there's a real risk if someone tries this without the proper preparation or understanding. What kind of dangers are we talking about?
The texts warn that approaching Kulayaga with the wrong intentions can lead to imbalances in your energy system, even psychological or spiritual harm.
Yeah.
It's like trying to handle a powerful electrical current without the proper safety measures. You can
Right.
get seriously hurt.
Okay, so definitely not something to be taken lightly.
Yeah.
But for those who are ready and properly guided, what are the potential benefits of this practice?
The texts describe it as a powerful accelerator for spiritual growth.
Okay.
When practiced correctly, Kulayaga can help to break through limitations, dissolve the ego, and experience profound states of bliss and unity.
Wow.
It's about merging the masculine and feminine energies within,
Uh-huh.
symbolizing the union of Shiva and Shakti,
Yeah.
leading to a heightened state of awareness and spiritual awakening.
That's a beautiful image, that merging of energies.
Yeah.
But it's still hard to grasp how a physical act can lead to such profound spiritual experiences.
Right.
Is there anything in the text that helps to explain that connection?
They describe the sensation of Kundalini rising during Kulayaga,
Oh, yeah?
activating the chakras, and leading to expanded states of consciousness. It's like using the energy generated through the union to propel Kundalini upwards, leading to those mystical experiences and a deeper connection to the divine.
I could see why this is such a controversial practice,
Yes.
but it's also incredibly fascinating. It makes you question everything you thought you knew about spirituality and the potential of the human body.
Exactly. And that's what makes these texts so valuable. They challenge us to think beyond our preconceived notions and explore different paths to awakening.
So we've covered quite a bit of ground here,
Yeah.
from the basics of Kundalini and the chakras to the role of the guru, and even this very intense practice of Kulayaga.
Yeah.
But I keep coming back to the listener and wondering what they're thinking right now.
Mm-hmm.
How does all of this ancient wisdom apply to their modern life?
That's a great question. I think one of the key takeaways here is the interconnectedness of everything: our physical body, our energy, our mind, and even our spiritual aspirations.
It's like these texts are offering a holistic view of human existence,
Yeah.
showing us that true transformation happens on all levels, not just one or the other.
Absolutely. And that ties in beautifully with the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings.
Yeah.
Remember how we discussed the concept of Unnamana transcending thought in Kundalini yoga?
And how that connects to Neville's emphasis on controlling our thoughts and beliefs to shape our reality. It's like both traditions are saying that our inner world creates our outer experience.
Precisely. It's not just about manipulating external circumstances, but about aligning our inner state with our desired reality. Whether we're talking about awakening Kundalini or manifesting our desires, it starts with mastering our minds.
And what's amazing is that these ancient texts, despite their esoteric language and practices, offer practical tools and techniques that we can still use today to achieve that mastery.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
They provide a roadmap for inner transformation, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and our potential to create the life we desire.
It's inspiring to think that these ancient practices can still be relevant and powerful in our modern world, but it's also clear that this is a journey that requires dedication, patience, and the right guidance.
Absolutely. And as we delve deeper into the connections between Kundalini and the law of assumption, it's important to remember that this is not about quick fixes or shortcuts.
Right.
It's about aligning ourselves with the natural flow of creation and becoming conscious co-creators of our lives.
And that leads us to another fascinating aspect of these texts.
Yes.
Their insights into how an awakened Kundalini can amplify our manifestation abilities. It's like taking the law of assumption to a whole new level.
Exactly. Imagine harnessing the heightened energy and awareness cultivated through Kundalini to shape your reality with even greater precision and power. That's what we'll be exploring next, delving into the specific connections between these two seemingly disparate worlds and uncovering the practical implications for our listener.
So we've talked about this incredible energy Kundalini
Right.
and how awakening it can potentially supercharge our ability to manifest using the law of assumption.
Yes.
But how does that actually work? What does it look like in practice?
It's about aligning your will, your intentions, with the awakened Kundalini. Think of it like this.
Okay.
You have this powerful river of energy flowing within you, and you're learning to steer a boat down that river.
Okay.
Your intentions are the rudder, guiding you towards your desired destination.
So it's not just about having a clear vision of what we want,
Right.
but also about having the energy and focus to actually make it happen.
Precisely. And the texts we're looking at offer some really interesting insights into how to refine that rudder, so to speak.
Okay.
They emphasize the importance of purifying our desires, ensuring they're not driven by ego or fleeting whims, but by a deeper sense of purpose.
That makes sense. If Kundalini is this potent force of creation, then channeling it towards superficial desires seems like a bit of a waste, doesn't it?
Exactly. These texts suggest that when our desires are aligned with our spiritual growth, with our highest good,
Yeah.
they become much more powerful magnets for manifestation. It's like tapping into a higher frequency, a more potent source of energy.
It reminds me of how we talked about Kulayaga as an esoteric sacrifice. Is there a connection there?
Absolutely. It's about taking that raw energy, those primal desires, and transforming them into something more refined, more aligned with our spiritual evolution. And that refined energy can then be harnessed for manifestation, making us more effective creators of our reality.
So it's about working on ourselves internally, purifying our desires, aligning with our higher purpose.
Yes.
And then that inner shift starts to manifest in our outer world.
It's a beautiful dance between the inner and outer. And these texts offer specific practices to help us cultivate that alignment.
Right?
Meditation, breathwork, mantra repetition,
Yeah.
all of these help to quiet the mind,
Uh-huh.
connect us with our inner wisdom, and ultimately empower us to manifest with greater clarity and intention.
It's amazing how these ancient practices can still be so relevant today.
I know.
It makes you realize that certain truths are timeless, regardless of how much the world around us changes.
I completely agree. And remember, the texts emphasize the importance of guidance on this path.
Right.
Having a qualified teacher, a guru, can make all the difference. They can help you navigate the subtleties of these practices, provide personalized instruction, and ensure you're staying on the right track.
It's like having a map and a compass when you're exploring uncharted territory.
Yeah.
You might be able to stumble through on your own, but having that guidance makes the journey so much smoother and more effective.
Precisely. And when it comes to something as powerful as Kundalini,
Right.
having that support is essential. It's not about blindly following someone else's instructions,
Yeah.
but about finding a teacher who resonates with you, who can help you unlock your own potential and guide you towards your own unique expression of this energy.
So what does all of this mean for our listener? What's the one key takeaway they should remember as they continue their exploration of Kundalini and the law of assumption?
It's about recognizing the immense power that resides within each of us. Kundalini is not something outside of us,
Good.
something we need to search for. It's already there,
Yeah.
waiting to be awakened. And by understanding the principles and practicing the techniques, we can tap into that power and become conscious creators of our own reality.
It's an inspiring message. And it reminds us that this journey is not just about achieving specific outcomes or manifesting material desires. It's about self-discovery, about unlocking our full potential, and about living a life that's aligned with our truest selves.
Beautifully said. This deep dive has just scratched the surface.
Right.
But hopefully it has sparked a curiosity within you, dear listener, to delve deeper into this fascinating world.
And remember, this is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep trusting that inner wisdom that's guiding you along the way.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible exploration. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep shining bright.